Mid-80s on the Cape, 94 in Taunton. Big change in the air. A sprinkle or two in the next few hours right along either side of the Mass Turnpike and then south of Boston over the course of mid to late morning. Otherwise, the story today will be for brightening skies. A slow process, though, from north to south. So I do think a lot of the day will be mainly cloudy along and south of the Mass Turnpike. Nonetheless, temperatures in the 70s. Definitely a more pleasant feel overall. Dry air in place for our Saturday as well. There may be a quick shower on Nantucket, the Vineyard, or Chatham early tomorrow morning. Other than that, high pressure is nosing its way in. Nice fall, dry air moving in as well. You'll really feel the difference Saturday night into Sunday. So it's a crisp air mass moving in, one that we haven't had in a while. It's going to feel a little bit on the cool side. No rain to worry about just yet. There will be some leftover moisture actually from what was Gordon down across the Gulf Coast that will eventually work in our direction, but this is the map by Sunday evening, so notice it's still to our south and west. We'll get some rain in here as we head into the start of next week on Monday. So highs today, low to mid 70s. That'll about do it. Wind coming in off the ocean, 73 in Boston. We're in the upper 60s right now, so we don't rebound much. Finally, some comfortable night for sleeping. Partly cloudy, 50s in the suburbs tonight, 61 in Boston. Very similar temperature-wise tomorrow, 70 to 75 for many of us. Then we don't get out of the 60s on Sunday. We may actually see some 40s in the morning, so a crisp, cool day overall with filtered sunshine. That includes for the Pats and Texans. Can you believe it? We got the season opener down to Gillette, 1 o'clock, tailgating, cool and crisp in the 60s. Fall feel for kickoff. A few clouds will increase as we head into the fourth quarter. Meanwhile, Tropical Storm Florence, the 5 a.m. update is now out. Has weakened slightly, 65-mile-per-hour winds, but despite that, we still anticipate a strengthening, re-strengthening back to a major hurricane as we head into the start of next week. Notice there's Bermuda, so likely to pass south and west of the island, but the East Coast going to be on guard here as we head into the middle and end of next week, especially to see kind of where Florence goes and gets steered, whether it's out.
It is Friday, so we're hitting the rewind button.
Here's a look back at the week that was.
You're tall.
Hi, everyone. I'm meteorologist DanielleN. Huge shift today. Cooler, fall-like air moving in Lawrence, 71 in Taunton, same in a couple degrees. That's it through the remainder of the afternoon. Clouds hanging tough as well, and then slowly cruising back into the 60s this evening. If you have Friday evening plans, you'll be dry, you'll be good to go. There are a couple of showers and sprinkles out there, but they're primarily south of the Pike. So you may need the wipers on intermittently in a few communities here with some leftover moisture and a little piece of energy that's still right along the south coast of New England. Northern New England, though, it's the crisp, dry air that's moving in, and that high pressure is going to slowly nose its way towards the northeast this weekend. What does that mean for us? Well, tomorrow there may be a shower on the islands in the morning. Rest of us are dry, but there will be a good amount of cloud cover again tomorrow, especially in the morning and afternoon. Then as that drier air continues to move in, we get some brightening of the skies tomorrow afternoon and evening especially. Highs tomorrow, very similar to today. 70 to 75, a fairly light wind. The wind picks up a bit on Sunday, coming in off the ocean, dragging in some relatively cooler air. So highs on Sunday don't get out of the 60s. It's been since the end of June since we've had a day in the 60s. So it's been a little bit. We'll definitely feel a little bit on the cool side. Dry on Sunday as well before the next round of moisture moves in. This is actually some of the leftover moisture from what was Gordon down in the Gulf Coast earlier this week. So this rain will approach and move in as we head into the day on Monday. Overnight tonight, finally comfortable for sleeping. 50s in the suburbs, 62 in Boston, right around 60 on the Cape. Again tomorrow, 70 to 75 for many of us. A lot of clouds around. Some of the high, thin ones will actually tend to move out a little bit on Sunday. So Sunday may actually be a bit of a brighter day overall temporarily. Highs, though, only in the 60s on Sunday. 65 in Boston, same in Fitchburg, 62 in Worcester on Sunday. Cool, crisp morning as well, so definitely a bit of a feel of fall with below average temperatures. Keep in mind this time of the year we should be in the mid 70s. Pats, Texans, Sunday right here on WBZ. Can you believe it? Cool and crisp, right around 60 for tailgating. Kickoff, fall feel, mid 60s. Some clouds will increase. Will be generally in the low 60s by the end of the fourth quarter as well. If you're headed to Fenway Park tonight, much drier. We get the Astros in town tomorrow, 4:05. Pleasant with temperatures in the 70s again, and then cool Sunday evening's game will feature a few more clouds and temperatures right around 60 degrees. All right, let's talk tropics. Tropical Storm Florence, 65-mile-per-hour winds. Here's Bermuda for some perspective. Florence is way out over the ocean right now, but all eyes actually on the eastern seaboard are going to watch Florence closely because look at what happens this weekend and the start of next week. Not a lot of wind shear, warm ocean temperatures. Florence is undergoing re-strengthening this weekend to a major hurricane as we head into Tuesday of next week. The question is, where does Florence go after that? There's going to be a ridge here on the eastern seaboard that will tend to block Florence, so maybe a southeast United States landfall. If there's a little weakening in that ridge, it could curve out to